An OPT start date is the date that you or your employer selects in order to start employment within the U.S. You are not allowed to begin employment before the start date. To help determine your OPT start date, you must identify your degree completion date, which may affect the program end date indicated on your I-20. Let's take a look at these dates. The program end date is indicated on your I-20. This is the expected date at which your coursework or degree requirements will be completed. The International Center usually enters the program end date as May 31st for students finishing in the spring semester or December 31st for students finishing in the fall semester. The degree completion date is noted by your academic advisor on the OPT request form. This is the date by which your advisor anticipates that all of your courses or credits will be completed by in order to fulfill your degree requirements. The program end date on your I-20 will then be updated to reflect the degree completion date noted by your academic advisor. Please note, this date is not your graduation, commencement, or diploma issuance date. Unique regulations exist for thesis or dissertation students. Please reach out to your international student advisor for more information. We will discuss the OPT request form further during Part 3 OPT required documents. You can apply for post-completion OPT up to 90 days before and up to 60 days after your program end date. You must complete all of your coursework by your program end date in order to be eligible to begin working on post-completion OPT. Theses and dissertations are considered separate from coursework. To select a post-completion OPT start date, you will need to select a start date within 60 days of your program end date. To determine this, you will need to check your employment status. Generally, if a student received a job offer, they made one of the following choices. They selected the earliest date possible after the program end date, or the employer selected the OPT start date for the student. Generally, if a student did not receive a job offer, they made one of the following choices. They selected a start date close to the end of the 60 days to maximize the amount of time to search for a job. If this option is selected and the student is able to find a job quicker than expected, the individual cannot start working until the selected start date has passed, or they selected a date around the middle of the 60 days to have extra time for their job search, with the option to start working earlier if they were hired sooner than expected. If the start date passes and the student is not employed, 90 days of unemployment will begin to accumulate. Let's take a look at some important notes to keep in mind. The International Center cannot advise you which date to choose. OPT start date options provided in this video are from what previous students have often selected in order to provide you with a general idea of what to consider when selecting a start date. However, you may select any date you want as long as it is within 60 days of your program end date. Apply early, 90 days prior, if you want to obtain the OPT start date you requested. If you apply late, USCIS might process your application after your requested start date. You will receive the date of their choosing, the day they approve your request. Remember, it takes approximately 90 days for USCIS to process your EAD card from the date they receive your application. The latest possible end date indicated on your EAD card for post-completion OPT is approximately 14 months from your program end date. 14 months is derived from 12 months of allotted post-completion OPT plus about 2 months, 60 days, of your grace period.